People have been talking about Kendrick Lamar again and a possible second album after GNX. After last week, we had an unlisted, unreleased song from the Section 80 era reappear on his YouTube channel. What that was all about is what we're going to go over today, and also what looks like to be the next possible album before or connected to the Super Bowl. So let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip-hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and recaps everything that's been happening in hip-hop over the past week, so make sure to do that. So Kendrick has been celebrating a couple of dubs over the past couple of days. For example, Spotify responded to Drake's allegations of faked numbers for Not Like Us, which was part of his cease and desist letter, which is still pending regarding the Super Bowl, where he wants Super Bowl to replace Kendrick again. But actually, Spotify came out and said there's nothing that would remotely look like that, and said they found zero evidence, and said that his criticism was far-fetched and speculative. They said there's no economic incentive for users to stream Not Like Us over any of Drake's tracks. So this is a direct response to Drake's allegations against Kendrick. So that was one dub. Also, Kendrick made it onto Barack Obama's favorite music of 2024 list with Squabble Up. So I guess that is a pretty cool thing for him. But besides all of that, obviously we are talking about another release. Now, we went over a theory as to when this second album after GNX could be dropping. We also had this one theory I went over in one of these reels with some kind of conspiracy far-fetched thing with the runtime and then trading in your Grand National for, the GNX basically. That would have put a release date, I believe it was, Friday to Sunday of December 12th to 14th. Well, obviously that didn't happen, so we can kind of just say that theory was false, but just the whole thing, just the idea that Kendrick could be dropping another album is not out of here as of yet. We also did have the release of SZA's Deluxe for SOS Solana, which did come out just last Friday, which also featured a new track with Kendrick, 30 for 30. That's actually pretty cool. I really like it. Just SZA, and Kendrick going back and forth. I think it's really cool, but it just doesn't hint to new music from Kendrick specifically. There's not like a bar on there where Kendrick's like, and the next one is still coming. So it's not like that gave us any new info. Now, what we've been talking about, this unreleased, unlisted Kendrick track on YouTube that appeared, which is called Money Without Me. And this is a track from the 2011-2010 era, from the Section 80 era, which just reappeared on his YouTube about a week ago. And this song has since gotten removed again by Universal, by UMG, who still apparently hold the rights to this. So you can't actually find this anymore, but it was actually just unlisted as this thing. And people immediately started thinking about an untitled, unmastered, thing coming. And I guess that will not happen. I think that is just something that fans quickly jumped on because they wanted to interpret something into this that wasn't really there. So I don't think that this song actually gives us any info on new music coming. Maybe there's just been an issue behind the scenes at UMG where it got mistakenly released again, unlisted though. That was weird. Or they were trying out some features, whatever they were doing. But this thing has since gotten removed and will likely not play a role in anything regarding Kendrick to come. So probably you can just disregard this. But obviously, as we talked about as well, there are still a couple of reasons why people believe that we have, a new album coming. For example, I recently watched a video from King Benny Garcia, who had talked about this central concept of duality in all of Kendrick's work. When it started with Good Kid, Mad City, with Good Kid, Mad City, that was a duality. To Pimp a Butterfly also had that duality in the title with pimping a butterfly, which is yet kind of ironic in itself. Damn had this duality of being able to be played forward and backward. Then we've had Mr. Morale with literally just 2 discs in there, so that was a duality. Duality, but GNX doesn't have that. Now, to what extent that theory really holds is still questionable. It's just not anything concrete, but obviously this connects to the thing that people have been talking about a lot with GNX, that it feels like a mixtape, that this is not the big album that we've been waiting for. And there are a couple of good hints, actually pointing to this. For example, the trailer for GNX, which featured an unreleased song that didn't end up on the record. We've talked about this before, so you've likely heard this before, but that is one of the most central things that we still have. He played us a song that didn't end up on the record, and we've had this happen before with a snippet being played in a video that was connecting to something else, where, for example, in Not Like Us video, we've had the snippet of Squabble Up, woke up looking for the broccoli, and we've been waiting for that song that then came on the next record. Also, for example, he has the Hard Part 6 on GNX, and usually when a Hard Part series song drops, then the new album is coming after that. So that's another hint right there. Also, we've had Lefty Gunplay, who's obviously featured on the album, talk about, I think on the Bootleg Kev podcast, about a deluxe coming out, which is so far then another possibility besides a new album, which could be called Nation, what people have been talking about. It could just be a deluxe, which I think is right now the more probable version of this. But also, for example, we've been talking about Mustard having been sending beats to Kendrick just right before Not Like Us, when Kendrick then picked his first Mustard beat for Not Like Us. But if the album he's been working on since 2022 is GNX, why would there be so many Mustard beats on there? And we've also gotten word that a couple of the songs have only been made 2 days before release. So 2 days before GNX dropped, Kendrick was still recording music, being sent beats that he then ended up using. So all of that leads people to believe that there is another record coming. This Money Without Me song that reappeared doesn't have anything to do with it. But what I do think is a positive is that now Spotify has responded, basically saying that Drake's allegations don't have any grounds to them, which is a very good sign, because that means that Kendrick can likely be more unbothered than before about the Super Bowl, and that there won't be anything interfering with that. So we'll likely see Kendrick at the Super Bowl. And then maybe connected to that, King Benny Garcia, shout outs to you, bro, but in his video that I just referenced, he said that there will likely be a January release date for this new record that could then still be dropping before the Super Bowl. So if we do get a new record, at this point, I think it's going to be a deluxe. January would be the point, because we also have to add he's going on tour starting in March or April. So there would likely have to be something coming before that. So until April, it's going to be very exciting. Also regarding the Super Bowl. So if you're a Kendrick fan, it's a very exciting time for you. Just very exciting couple of weeks now that are coming up, leading up to the Super Bowl. So if you don't want to miss out on anything regarding Kendrick, make sure you stay subscribed if you haven't yet. And until the next one, I want to know what y'all think about this. Do you still believe that Kendrick is dropping another record after GNX? Do you think that there is more coming, actually? Or do you think that this is it and we'll just get a Super Bowl performance and then the tour in, kind of April to running up until the summer, I believe. So let me know all your thoughts on this in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.